At number 84, we got Big Reggie Sandilands, linebacker from Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, Reggie's a real athletic kid. I have a little bit of question on his weight, whether he's 225, 230. Very aggressive, can really fill the hole, got great lateral movement. Like I said, the question might be the weight there. Played with Brian Davis at Bethune-Cookman. Not as productive as you would want this past senior year, but also just a very athletic prospect. Could move back to that strong safety position. So that's why he sort of fell down into this round.
Yeah. At number 85, we got another Cal PA guy here, Sean Anderson, safety out of Cal PA.
Yeah, Sean can really jump the football. Ran 4.4 at his pro day. Very athletic, good tackler, solid for. Didn't have as much production. His senior year had about 4 or 5 interceptions. His junior year, but I really like Sean. I like his ability to jump the football and make reads.
Yeah. Number 86, we got Devon Langhorst, linebacker, and he can also play defensive end out of Dayton.
Yeah, he's a predominantly defensive end right now. He's playing over in Europe, overseas. He can really get after the quarterback, very much like Mario Kern. They're very similar. I didn't get a weight on one horse, that's why sort of stayed down into this range. If he wants to play the NFL level, he's going to have to stand up. But he's very athletic and really gets after the quarterback. He was a BSN All-American selection by us.
Number 87, we got Jaquan Bryant, cornerback out of Marist.
Oh, I really like Jaquan. He can really, another guy can really jump the football. A little bit smaller, but can really make the plays, go up and get the football. I really like him as a corner. Very much like Harrell, another guy that can just go up and get the football, and that's what I really look for in that cornerback position.
Yep. Number 88, we got Jonathan Hewlett. He's a decent defensive tackle out of Southwestern Assemblies of God.
Yeah, he's a big kid, like 350, 360. Can really cause man. He's got a good first step. Has a tendency to sometimes not come off the ball as well. Probably an effort issue here or there. But once again, another big talent. Another guy you probably want to invest some time in and coaching. Because I think with his size, he could be very effective playing that nose in the 3/4, probably what he played. Playing that nose and causing havoc would be a good position for him.
Yep. Next, we got Taylor Selby. He's a linebacker out of Concordia St. Paul.
Yeah, another kid tests real well. Big, strong kid. 30-plus reps in the bench. 4'6", very athletic. Definitely, I think special teams might be one of his ways of getting onto an NFL team. He's a good tackle. Just a high-energy guy, a good guy you want to have on your team because he just can make things happen.
Yep. Number 89, we got Ryan Forney. He's a wide receiver out of Indianapolis.
Yes. Speed guy, 4.5 40 at the regional combine. He's another guy. I think he's faster on the field. Can really hit the home run. He catches, he gets in space. You're not catching him. He's a little bit shorter. In the 5'9", 5'8" range. Reason why he's a little bit farther down on this board, but very productive at Indianapolis. Is one of the top 15, top 20 in receiving at the D2 level. And I like Ryan. Could be a kick returner, but outstanding speed.
Yep. Here's another showcase guy at 90. You've been mentioning him throughout these videos. We got Kenji Cotton, defensive tackle out of Alabama State.
Yeah, Kenji. Only reason why he's a little bit lower, he plays defensive tackle. He's probably a little too light to do that. He can play that defensive end in the 3/4. Had a very quick first step. Really can get after the quarterback. Had a lot of sacks, a lot of production this past year. Down in Alabama, and I really like him. He performed real well at the showcase. He's a high-energy kind of guy, and that's what I like. His motor, he's got a good motor. Like I said, the only reason why he's sliding a little further, if he's going to play tackle, he's going to have to bulk up, or he's got to play the 3/4 defensive end.
Yep. And here, number 91 is another quarterback. We got Dante Warren, quarterback from South Dakota.
Yeah, Dante, very athletic. Shows signs of making the big play, making the big throw. Accuracy can be an issue. Time and now. I know we have listed at 6'1". Showcase he came in about 5'10", so a little bit on the shorter side. Playing the NFL, I don't know at that position. Probably not as realistic. Probably Canada's his best bet. He wants to continue at quarterback level, but he's a very good athlete. Knows the game, and can make big plays in the passing game.
Yep. And here's another guy you've mentioned throughout these videos. We got at number 92. We got Keir Jeter. He's an outside linebacker, also plays defensive end for Edinburgh.
Yeah, very quick step, first step, little lower on the boards for a couple of reasons. Number one, the size about 230. Not an ideal size to play defense. Then have to play outside backer. Didn't test particularly well. And the 40 or the short shuttle really needs to, I think, in my opinion, if he invests some more time with the speed and conditioning coach, and just the aspect of it on the field, he's outstanding. Like I said, needs to improve a little bit in the testing realm, but on the field, he's outstanding. Has good lateral movement, good first step, really has a good sense for the ball. That's sort of why he's a little bit lower on our list here.
Yep. And here's another great receiver at number 93. We got Kyle Vance, receiver out of Hampden, Sydney.
Yeah, I like Kyle. 6'2", about 195, solid kid. Can make big plays, has great hands. Beat you deep, can catch the ball in traffic, can make big plays. If you watch him on field, the only drawback from him is, he's got a tendency to maybe not put as much effort into a route if it's not going his way. Also concerned there is also looking at what he did over his pro day. I'm not sure if he attended the James Madison pro day or what he did, but I'm not sure where he lives in that realm. But he is an outstanding player.
Yep. Number 94, we got Don Porter, cornerback out of Stony Brook.
Yeah, Donald's another good player, very much like Jaquan Bryant. He really jumped the football. Stony Brook had an outstanding this past year, and another kid I really like the cornerback position, another solid corner. 95,
we got Wallace Miles. He's a wide receiver out of North Carolina A&T.
Yeah, he fell a little bit on my board. Another really good talent at the wide receiver. Probably as good as Vance and some of the other guys we've mentioned. Ran 4.6, 4.61, a little slower than what you would like from a pro day. But he's a good talent. Can catch the ball, can make separate from the route. Or as a defender, I like Miles as a player.
Yep. And with the last pick in the third round, we went number 96, Matt Bird. He's a big offensive guard. He can also play offensive tackle for Georgetown College.
It's great seeing the Georgetown from Kentucky. Matt can really get after it. He's a big kid. He's got the right size to play at the pro level. And definitely the guard position is probably where he's going to end up playing.
Yeah. And with that, we'll go ahead and start round 4. With the number 97 pick, we'll go Sean Evans, tight end out of Lewis and Clark.
Yeah, kid came in about 6'2", can play the H-back position like Aldrich. I really like him. I think he can, definitely make a roster. I know a lot of our scouts are real excited about him. So, big spot from the left side.
Yep. Another showcase guy here, number 98. We got Dustin Craig. He's a safety out of Marion.
Yeah, I like Dustin. Dustin really flies around the ball. Had a lot of production. Multi-year All-American. Tested real well. High 4.5s, low 4.6s. Good short shuttle. Has real knack for the game. Led a Marion team that was really tough on D. One of the best in the NAIA. I really like him. Very much plays like Kodiak and some of the other guys. Not as quite as athletic as maybe a Kodiak, but still a very quality safety.
Yep. Number 99, we got Hector Rodriguez. He's a center out of West Texas A&M.
Yeah, good center down there. Very good feet, and good size on Hector, and the center position definitely is a tough position to fill. I think he's a guy that can do it.
At number 100, we got Ian Simon. He's a defensive end, also plays outside linebacker for Monmouth.
Yeah, him and Jeter, very quick step, can really get after the ball. Good body size. Came in about 240, 243. Didn't test as good as he probably wanted to. High 4.9s in his 40. Short shuttle, not as good as where you need it to be. Probably needs to improve that aspect from the playing point. Just like Kier Jeter knows the ball, can get after the quarterback. I really like Ian. Like I said, has to improve in that testing aspect. But if he does that, I think he's got a lot of upside to him.
Yep. At number 101, we got another showcase guy here, Kenny Jones, fullback from Tennessee Martin.
Yeah, Kenny, if you watch Kenny's tape, he catches a lot of passes. He's almost like a tight end. Really probably one of the best pass-receiving fullbacks that I've seen. Can really get after it. Can block. Tested very well for fullback. Tested right where he needed to be. Testing numbers were there. Accolades were there. He had a very good pass there at the fullback position.
Yep. And here's a guy I like at 102. We got Alan Stallings, linebacker from Greensboro.
Yeah, Alan has a good body size, a good knack for football. He, tackling machine at Greensboro. If he had a little bit more help on overall on the team, probably would have had even more production. But he's got, a nose for the ball. Needs to get down his short shuttle a little bit. Shedding blocks. But he has a good ability to flow. He's got a good football sense about him.
Yep. And a very, very good player here, number 104, we got the weapon, Brandon Klausner. He's a wide receiver, also returns kicks from Sam Houston State.
Yeah, he really flew up. 4.3 at his pro day. Can really fly, make big plays. A lot of people kicked away from him this year. He was a preseason All-American by a kickoff return for touchdown, I believe, against Montana State in the FCS playoffs. So with that speed, I think there's no doubt you're going to see him on an NFL roster sometime this year.
Yep. At number 105, we got Chase Sherman. He's an offensive guard out of Delta State.
Yeah. Chase came to our collegiate showcase. Came in about 290, 295. Probably needs to get up to the threes. Very aggressive kid. Has a big motor. Needs to improve a little bit on his footwork. Sometimes the feet not being in the right place can sort of get him in trouble. But when he gets his feet in the right place, he's a strong kid. He can hold his ground. He's got a good frame. I like Chase. Like I said, a little bit on the footwork. Besides that, I really like him as an NFL prospect.
Yep. And here at 106, we got Joe Yogers. He's a fullback from River Falls.
Yeah, you look at Joel and you try to look at his stats. And, blocking back about 235, tested really well. He can really catch the ball out of the backfield. Showed real well in position drills. Has good quickness, lateral quickness. And I really like Joel. Once again, came from a school that didn't have as great of a program. That's why I think a little bit more development with him. He has a lot of upside. Very much like Kenny Jones, Love Ben, Nick Bradford. These fullbacks, along with tight ends, are very productive.
Yep. And here's a really good receiver at number 107. We got Tristan Purifoy, wide receiver from North Alabama.
Yeah, Tristan was real smooth. Not huge production numbers at North Alabama, but performed well. Had a touchdown at BSN Collegiate Showcase. Made a number of really good plays. I think his ability is right up there with some of the other wide receivers in our mock draft. I really like him just the way he moves on the field. Really, really fits in well with the overall passing scheme. He fit in real well at North Alabama.
Yep. And at 108, we got Kyle McManus. He's a center, a big center, weighing at 315 from Concordia, St. Paul.
Yeah. Came to our showcase, big center, did an outstanding job, has good feet, has good quickness, can really get after it. Not as much as a Brandon Link, but still a real quality player. He's now playing IFL ball, down in New Mexico. He's had some tryouts with the AFL Utah Blaze. So he's a guy that's already making his way, up the pro ranks.
Yep. 109, we got Trey McVeigh, wide receiver from Northeastern State.
Yeah, very productive from Trey. One of the productive wide receivers at the D2. A little bit small, didn't have pro day numbers on him, couldn't get any pro day numbers on him. That's why he's where he's at on our board, but very, very productive season.
Yep. At 110, we got Stephen Neville. He's a cornerback, also returns kicks from Stonehill College.
Yeah, I really like Stephen. Big play guy, the kick return. I don't know how many kick returns, punt returns, numerous for touchdown. Can even jump the ball in the cornerback position. A little bit short though, but he is 212 pounds. I know he's in a Canadian Football League camp already, so he's already on the pro track. I really like him as a kick returner. He can do probably multiple things, probably including playing, corner in the nickel position, and obviously return kicks. Being an all-American kick returner, he was an all-American for us.
Yep. At 111, we got Big Billy Castro. He's an offensive guard out of SUNY Cortland.
Yeah, I think I really like Billy. I think he's definitely going to have to play in the guard position. He can get a little exposed out there on the edge, but he is, he can dominate. He's got a good frame. He's got good size. Like I said, probably not the play on the tackle. I think he would do a lot better inside, but reminds me of a little bit of a Buffalino. Doesn't get after it as much as him, but they move very much the same. So I like Billy Castro at that pick.
Yeah, and at number 112, we got the speedster, Jeremy Blount, wide receiver out of South Dakota.
Yeah, 4.25 guy, speed guy. If you watch him in the route running, he's great in the square route. He's got a quickness, the double move. Obviously, the streak can return kicks. Not as much production at USD. At the high level, not a 1,000-yard receiver, but a solid receiver. And can make plays in your pass game. And obviously, that 4.25 speed. That's obviously something you want to definitely take a look at.
Yeah. And number 113, we got Quentin Anderson. He's a big defensive end out of Wagner.
Yeah, big athletic defensive end out of Wagner, can make plays. Rushing the passer is a tough block. Like I said, low action probably would have let him be a little bit higher up on the mock draft. But a kid with the size to play that defensive end position, like we talked last time, Kerry, about that's really a tough position to fill when from the small school level, so you're looking for the play size.
Yep. And number 114, we got Scott Winneweiser. He's an offensive guard out of Cal Poly.
Yeah, big kid from Cal Poly, All-American selection from us. Has good feet, solid pass, solid run blocker. I like Scott at that pick.
Yep. 115, we got LaRon Scott. He's a cornerback, also returns kicks from Georgia Southern.
Right. Yeah, to return a kick for touchdown against Alabama. Corner position is a real good kick returner. Had a lot of production. Kick returning. So I really like him there. And he's shown that he can put up big plays against FBS opponents.
And at number 116, we got Ryan Roberts. He's a linebacker, also listed as a strong safety out of Indiana State.
Yeah, very athletic, 4'6" guy, 4'5" guy. Came in about 25. Probably not as big enough to play linebacker in the NFL. Probably a strong safety, but very athletic, great body frame. High 30s in the vertical. Very athletic kid from Indiana State.
Yep. At 117, we got big Matt Tracy. He's a tight end out of Bryant.
Yeah, he was an All-American tight end. A lot of production catching the football for Matt. Didn't have as many pro days numbers on him as I'd like to have. That's probably why he's here, but one's a quality player.
Yep. And here at 118, I think it was one of the better surprises at the BSN Collegiate Showcase. We got Dan Stiefel, quarterback out of Wartburg.
Yeah, great release. I really like him. Great release. Strong. Can throw the ball downfield. He was a transfer from Saginaw. A very solid quarterback. I really like the production that he put out at Wartburg this past couple of years.
Yep. 119, we got James Jenkins. He's a linebacker from New Hampshire.
Yeah, he played defensive end at New Hampshire. Had his hand in the dirt. Is starting to step back. Is very athletic. He has a good sense of the game. Can really get after the quarterback. A good lateral move. I like James. Like I said, one of his things is the transitioning from that defensive end spot to linebacker. I think it's the only thing that sort of has him sort of lower on the boards here.
And here at 120, we got Brandon McLewy. He's a safety, also listed as a linebacker out of Lincoln.
Yeah, he's a very high production out of him from Lincoln. He really jumped the football. I really like that. He played sort of that linebacker position that would have to move back to safety. That's the only sort of part there in him.
Yep. At 121, we got Kevin Egan. He's a big defensive end from Endicott.
Yeah, great production. 70-some plus tackles from him. Really got the quarterback. He's got a big size on him. Didn't have I think what he has is a canny ability to get after the QB. He's a whole plugger. He's got a good motor on him.
Yep. Here number 122 is a very, very shifty back. We got Frank Wolf, running back from St. Francis, Indiana.
Yeah, he split carries this past season, but he's a 4'3" guy, has the speed, he's a little small. He definitely return kicks for you, has to work on catching the ball a little bit more out of the backfield. I'll probably shore that up, but he is definitely a special teams threat with that 4'3" speed.
Yeah. 123, we got Ron Fontenot, offensive guard, big offensive guard, 6'7", 323, out of Benedictine.
Yeah, big kid, BSN All-American. Can really get after it. Tested real well at his pro day. Low FODs in his pro day. I mean, very athletic kid. And once again, the center position is a hard position to fill.
Yep. 124, we got Ross Tier. He's a defensive tackle out of Butler.
Yeah, Ross, very much more productive during his junior year. Showed real well at the BSN Collegiate Showcase. Real quick first step. I was really impressed with how he performed. He really rose to the occasion at the showcase and really moved up our boards from probably a 7th round guy to about a 4th round guy here.
Wow.
Based on his production.
125, we got a guy I really like. We got Logan Kerr, cornerback out of Ashland.
Yeah, Logan was probably the best cover corner. Didn't test as well. Ran the 4.6s. Needs to get down to that 4.5, 4.4 range. He wants to play in the NFL, but from a cover standpoint, I really liked him. He really gets after it, can play bump and run, can really close on the football.
Yep. A guy that I thought really did good at the drill session of the BSN Collegiate Showcase is up next. 126, we got Raymond Hobson, offensive tackle out of Murray State.
Yeah, really impressive. Really came out and showed his own at the showcase. Really got after it. Very rarely got beaten, and he went up against some tough ends. Good quickness. Good, just a good overall football sense. I really like Raymond. He's 290, 288, 290. He needs to put on some more weight to get up to 300.
Yeah. 127, we got Albert Brown, defensive tackle out of Averett.
Yeah, big kid, 300 plus pounds. At times has a good first step. Needs to work a little bit more on his pad level. But overall, he can cause a lot of havoc. Play that nose, which I really like.
Yep. And wrapping up the 4th round, we got pick 128, Collier Winters. He's a quarterback out of Harvard.
Yeah, he's a kid. He's about 6 foot, not as tall, but very productive. A good arm, tested well. I think he's got a laser cannon, to be honest, and he's just an ultimate competitor. Was hurt a little bit this past year at Harvard, or his numbers would have been a little higher, but I really like him. I've liked him for a couple of years. Yep,
and that's going to wrap up this video. We did the 3rd and 4th rounds here. Had a little mishap in the middle, but it's all there. We've got all the picks there, so be on the lookout for a few more videos we're going to do, and we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot, Dan.